Good. Done. um,
Okay, so we're gonna try something a little bit different and do like a debrief of the match with Johns. Yeah, so I thought that was really fun. Like there's some really intricate end games that came up
I
there.
think, yeah. So I think overall, like, those kingdoms were excellent kingdoms. The last board was kind of meh, but I think the first five were definitely pretty exciting.
Wait, like so my YouTube corrupted the last one. What was the last board again? Oh, that
That was like
was
the
oh
champion soothsayer desperation. I don't know. It was like a
oh
big
God.
mess. I have literally no idea like the proper way to play a board like that. Like that. Those are the kind of boards where I'm just like completely flailing at nothing.
Well, yeah, like there's just not that much to do. Like theoretically, you can like stack up a bunch of grand markets, get warehouses, score, but there's only 40 points a player. So just I thought I was like in the opening, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go page, I'm gonna go warehouse, I'm gonna do this whole nice thing and build up a grand market stack.
And then you just realize it's never gonna
Uh,
happen.
and then I'm just like, wait, like if I just buy Soothsayer, like Soothsayer and warehouses is all I need, and then I could have like yeah, I'm pretty sure that in the end game I could have desperation more optimally, but I don't think there was much you could do on that one.
I mean, at first, so yeah, I guess we can talk about like game by game.
Yeah.
I guess we're starting. I guess we're starting with game six then. So at first I was thinking like the Soothsayer wasn't a particularly good open because it means you can't get Page unless you desperation for it. But in retrospect, like you don't need like Page is fine on that board, but you don't need it opening shuffle. I think so. I think the Soothsayer open was definitely solid there. I'm not
Yeah,
sure. Okay,
I yeah, I looked at well, Soothsayer gives you gold, which gets you to province, which is good. Again, I think pages. I did pick up page, but I think like just Soothsayer and warehouses, I think is sufficient. Um, because again, like the best deck you can build is a grand market stack with warehouse, but like I think single province, like you're still only drawing 5 cards. I think just the points from curses matter. I think Soothsayer just kind of does good
it's
things there.
true.
Just kind of like single province money, because I
Yeah.
think it's hard to double there.
Yeah. No, I think Silver Promise money is completely reasonable there. I thought the Warriors would be decent there, but they kind of weren't that great. Just because like drawing one card, I guess a lab isn't super exciting on the board like that. I feel like the Mountain Village should have been better than it was. My Mountain Villages were so bad. I literally drew them at the top of almost every shuffle, and I was discarding like junk cards with my warehouses and just picking those junk cards back up.
Oh
It
yeah.
happened over and over again. It
I
was super frustrating.
I did not. I saw Mountain Village. I saw Warehouse, and like I'm getting used to the newer cards, and I was like, I really don't want to play Mountain Village Warehouse, especially if there's
Well,
champion for
so it's
actions.
yeah, yes. The issue is not actions, right? The issue is getting back those cards in your discard. So if you draw, because it's you're not drawing deck, you're not even coming close to drawing deck, right? So if you draw like warehouse or sorry, Mountain Village on like your third or fourth turn of a shuffle, you're just picking up your best card again, right? It's basically like playing your best card again.
Yeah.
If you draw it early in the shuffle, it's basically like a copper, right? So there's a lot of
Yep.
variance on a board like that, and the variance did not go my way even a little bit.
Yeah, and I think like, well, if you yeah,
Like, because if you're picking up,
like
because yeah, you can accelerate
yeah, I think
travelers.
worst case is if you play warehouse and you draw it into a mountain village, it's basically a
Oh, it's the worst thing ever. Yeah.
it yeah, it's basically an estate at that point or a curse. Like because you play it and you get back the copper that you discarded.
Yeah, yeah. I felt like I was in a position in that game where like I was okay with a higher variance thing, and I just like low rolled completely. I don't think I was winning regardless.
Yeah.
Like I don't think I was winning that one regardless. I felt pretty far behind after the opening, but like it definitely didn't help.
Yeah, I think obviously you need to play it out and play well, but yeah, I think that one just like the opening and you being player two, like I just felt like you were dead.
That game feels like the only game of the set where I was just dead. And those happen occasionally, which is
Yeah.
fine, whatever. That feels like the only game that like that. The rest of the games were me being some combination of dumb or dumber. I think.
Yeah, well, game one, let's go in order. So
Sure.
game one was the donate board.
Oh yeah, no, player one on that board is insane. Like what are you
Yeah, so you were crushing me.
And I almost gave you a bailout.
And then I had this pile out. The thing was that I only had 3 wharfs to your 7.
Yes.
You had 4 duration wharfs to my 3.
Yes.
Um,
Like going for it seems like the only possible reasonable play there for sure.
yeah. So I have to go for it, right? Because there's no way I survive your 13 card hand.
Yeah.
So I think there is. I don't know. I think that's sort of like a puzzles pile. I think it's close.
I would be very interesting because there's definitely the possibility. I think of like I'm not sure if it's possible. I mean, it's really close, really close.
The bottleneck that I ran into was draw because
Yes.
I only had 3 wharfs. So I somehow needed to like villa, and then buy I needed to like buy a barge, villa, and then draw into that barge to draw like changelings. If I could do that, I think I have it.
Well, so
at least a tie.
yeah, I think that's true. I was the commentary, like my commentary during that turn of yours was first like, oh, I'm like this should be an easy win for me, and then after like half a second I realized, wait, piles are maybe doable here. Okay, let's try to count out his piles. Let's try to see if he has this. And like the only comment I kept coming back to was he doesn't have the draw for it, right? Like he just doesn't have the draw for it. I think that was literally my commentary for like an entire 5 minutes.
Yeah, I elected not to I undid once and then I could have undid a few more steps and I elected not to.
Yeah.
I do wonder. I just didn't want to. Like I think it was technically no information, but I just didn't want to. In that spot, like I have to go for it.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to like do like an undo 7 like after 4 minutes. Like I don't know. Like I could have.
I don't know. I mean, I would have granted it. Like at that point, like I think your turn is completely deterministic from like the entire turn there.
Yeah.
So like I would have just let you whatever, it's fine. I took long enough on some of my turns. I can give you like a little extra time. So
yeah.
The one big question I have about that board, because obviously being player 1 is really insane, and like not opening up pileouts is really important because it's really easy to pile with Villa Changeling.
Yep.
But beyond that, like the 5-2 on that board was weird for me. I don't know if the Jester was correct over the Kiln. I'm not sure. What are your thoughts on my opening, which was like nothing Jester?
Well, at first I thought keeping the copper would be bad for you, but then but like with Wharf, it's actually not so bad.
Yeah, like you can draw through the copper really easily. Is what my thinking there.
I suppose if you don't, because I went silver Kiln, right? So I have silver in the deck.
Yep, and I don't mind hitting silver.
If you go like you don't really want to, maybe Jester is better for you just because like immediately, like in a greedy sense, like Kiln is just going to give you a cop right away.
Well, probably nothing. Probably gain nothing off Kiln for like a couple turns at least.
Yeah, Jester. I guess Jester also kind of does nothing.
Well,
for a couple
Jester
turns.
has the potential to do something on like turn 3 or 4 or something, whereas Kiln doesn't have the potential to do anything until like turn 4 or 5. So it's I don't know. I'm not sure exactly what the variance is on that.
Jester is certainly solid. I can say that much.
Like I wasn't debating anything other than Jester Kiln open. I don't think anything else there makes sense to open on the 2-5.
Yeah, I think Jester. I think they're very close. I'm not sure which one's correct.
Yeah, I could have gone either way. I debated it for a while and then clicked Jester, so it worked out fine. I did hit one of your silvers. The turn The turn before you donated, I hit a silver, which was a really big deal, I think.
Yeah, and that was one of those boards where like there's a bunch of like tiny decisions that don't really matter. Like, do I take changeling? Do I take changeling? Do I take changeling?
Yeah,
I definitely messed some stuff up. Um, yeah, and I'm curious about that pile out turn. I
yeah.
suppose you're far enough ahead that probably if you just score like you're crushing so much that you
That
can probably take a province or something and just kill me
yes.
next turn.
My Yeah, yeah, no, for sure. I think if I was to replay my penultimate turn, it would be to take some points and not leave pile solo, because that was very dangerous of me.
Yeah,
I didn't quite
because
it didn't quite come to me exactly how dangerous it was until you started your turn, and I realized, oh wait, no, Changeling Villa is kind of crazy for piling out. Uh oh.
yeah. Let's see. So in the end, I guess you piled out, but actually, oh, like, and actually, kind of an interesting interaction is that Villa says if it's your buy phase. So I had Villas in my hand at the
Yeah,
end.
but you can't play them because
Um,
it's night phase. Yeah.
yeah. So if Villa didn't have that clause, I would have had the pile out. But I think that that's like at the very least, that's sort of like a clean situation where, like I just had a chance to go for it because, if I missed, it's fine. Like I'm 0% to win anyway.
It's true. Yeah, no, I think like going for it there is the only like reasonable thing to do. Because like what do you do against like my seven dwarves like the next turn? There's nothing. Yeah. Anyway, so like
No.
I think that's I don't know if it's the most interesting game all that much. Like there wasn't a whole lot to it. It's a
I just felt like I was getting stomped. It was just like,
no, like you were like my draws were good. I was first player, and it's the kind of board where being first player is insane. So like
yeah.
that one's like a
I
free win for me basically. That I
Yep,
almost threw away.
that was your player one free win game.
I guess
Although it
games.
was like it was kind of interesting, and I'm sure like I made mistakes, but like it's a tough board.
Yeah, I
Um,
think you were playing from behind from turn zero there. Like you were playing from behind the entire game there. Because that's just the nature of that kind of
yeah,
board.
and definitely something I'm taking away from that is with Worf keep copper, uh,
Yeah, I don't think
or just like normally copper is bad, like if it's hard to draw, but Worf just draws so well that you can just take
that
the
board has
copper.
so much overdraw. Yeah, you're fine. With a few coppers. Um,
So
yeah,
next one.
game two. I
This board I thought I understood. Like this board I thought I figured out pretty
I'm
quickly, like kind of what the
so
meta.
angry about this board. Not this board. I'm so angry about my last turn. Like I had. We'll get there. We'll go chronologically. Let's.
Yeah. So this was the so game two was the Alchemist Destrier. I guess I'll just put the recording on. I'm not sure if I'm putting this on YouTube, but if I do, I'll oh
Sure. I just have like the games listed in league chat here, so like people can see what the kingdoms are.
ah
That's just that's the entirety of my screen right now.
gotcha. Okay. Well, I probably won't upload this. You can
All
upload
right.
this.
I
So
might.
this was
Yeah. Sure.
this was the Alchemist board. And yeah, so the idea is that you go for a bunch of like so there's no good trashing, right? Because there's
Right.
Bishop and Jack, but it's single buy. So Jack replaces the state with silver, which doesn't help. So you build up an alchemist stack with outpost, and then you start bishoping stuff.
Yep.
Um,
Like that seemed like the yeah like that was pretty clear. Like that's roughly what you do from the
yeah,
beginning.
and you want to wait on bishop because you want your opponent because you don't want to like trash for your opponent. So you want to delay your bishop, build up the draw first, and then eventually you start getting workshops and doing the workshop village overdraw things. And you can pick up destriers with workshop eventually or with talisman or something. Um, and then there's seize the day. And so so my rule of thumb is that when pile pressure is present, I wait until the last possible minute to seize the day.
So I have basically never played with Seize the Day before.
Oh,
I think
okay.
that might be my first actual Seize the Day game ever. And I was very confused onto when you're supposed to seize. So
So on this board, like, so it depends. So, and there's a lot of there's been heated debate about Seize the Day internally because people fall into the always correct or never correct camps. But like, I'd say by default with Seize the Day, like in the absence of player interaction, I'll say. So it's like here there's Bishop, but that's not like it's not really doing anything. We skipped Gatekeeper. So in the absence of player interaction, you wait until you wait until endgame to seize, and then so long as your opponent isn't threatening to win, you use Seize the Day to threaten pileouts. That's kind of like the default in no
I
interaction
mean
games.
that's like yeah, like that's the one thing I was considering. I guess the other thing, I guess things like maybe like really if there's like really important piles, like maybe you seize earlier to like win that split or something. I don't know,
Yeah, you
but
can
that wasn't
seize
really yeah. Go ahead.
yeah, so if there's interaction, like if you want to win a pile split or you want to give out an extra curse, when let's say there's one curse left and then you seize and give it to your opponent instead of taking it yourself, like that can be good. So the interactive stuff, but you know, even one way that I like to look at it is if you save, and of course it costs four, so sometimes you need to just like seize, be like just because you have four, and it's a good time to do it. Um, but another way I like to look at it is like if you haven't seized yet, you're taking your extra turn with the information of everything that's happened that game. So now all of a sudden you can respond to the stuff your opponent's doing better. Um, yeah, and I thought so there. I thought that you were I thought you were significantly ahead that
I
game.
was. I definitely was.
I hit two
Yeah.
potion on turn four, I
Yep.
think,
Once
and
you missed potion, like I was ahead from pretty much that point forward.
you had three alchemists to
Um,
one.
and
I think season, but once you seized early, it's sort of an awkward, like now all of a sudden you're in an awkward spot because you need to defend against a triple. You need to defend against a triple turn from me, which is sort of tricky with Bishop.
well, it is pretty tricky. So yeah, so basically what happened was I kind of and this is like really bad, like because I was probably at least a full turn ahead. Like more than just like the seize the day turn ahead. Like I think I was like more than just like the seize turn ahead by virtue of just having some pretty good early draws, getting the extra alchemist, not missing an alchemist,
Well,
getting
because
my deck drawn.
you were ahead 23 points to five.
Yes.
When I yeah.
But here's the thing. I had a win and I missed it because I'm an idiot.
Wait, wait, you had a win?
Yes. I had a win on my last turn.
Uh, I'm looking at that.
Yeah. I need to
So,
workshop. I can drain the gears and the walled village and the alchemists were already done. Like there's only one walled village left, and there were 5 gears left. And
okay.
on my outpost turn, I just need to gain a couple talismans, buy the walled village, play the outpost, and then I can workshop for 2 gears and buy gear on my outpost turn, and that gets 5
Oh,
gears.
oh, you're saying if you started workshopping for
Sorry,
talismans?
including like both the regular turn and the outpost turn. Yes, that's what I meant. And I kind of just completely forgot talisman can do that. And so
People
like
don't take talisman pile outs. I don't know what it is.
I don't know why I missed this one. Like I had a win, and it was like I don't think it was 100. No, it was like it might have legitimately been 100% guaranteed. Actually, like it was if not guaranteed, at least like almost certainly guaranteed. And I just like once you're taking your final turn, like your final whole like 3 turns, I was just like kicking myself the entire time because I realized I just missed a win.
Uh, oh, it's like maybe I'm on the wrong turn. Oh, okay. Sorry. So sorry, I was the turn before that, and I'm like, how the heck would he pile out the turn before? So here we can at least I can theory craft it.
Like
Wait, this
I'm,
is
I'm
oh
almost
this
positive there's a win there, unless I'm miscounting something. I'm like pretty sure there's a win there. Are you like looking at the old game? Are you looking at the log?
I'm looking at a video. So
Oh, okay.
I'm seeing
Well, that's
it.
fine too.
Uh, uh, did he set aside? Okay, okay. So you drew deck. Um, I'm seeing four walled villages and five gears. Okay. So I guess if you gain two talismans,
Yeah, I need to gain 2 talismans.
gain two talismans, buy gear,
Mm-hmm.
and then buy walled village. Okay, and then double workshop both. Yeah, that
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah, yeah. Like there's, it's not even that hard of a line. Like it's a pretty easy line, and I just like completely missed it because I forgot talisman does things. And so like
Did you?
I'm exceptionally disappointed with that one because that's just throwing away the end game completely.
How many? Yeah, like that's definitely. Yeah, I wasn't super worried about that because there's just nothing I could do about it. Like I felt slightly uncomfortable, like Johns could maybe pile out, but like there was nothing I could do, so I didn't lose any sleep over it, and I wasn't gonna like basically if you found a narrow pile out, like there were like I just wasn't gonna like
Yeah, yeah. Like I have a huge point lead. Like you can't play
like like
safe, so to
like if
speak.
I cease to defend the pile out, I just lose like the next turn. Like
Yeah.
seizing doesn't effectively defend,
No, no, no.
so
I
I've
don't
said
think.
that you
Yeah, I don't
have
think
that.
you did anything wrong in the end game there. It's just I missed the win. And I was in a commanding position and I
So
shouldn't have. Yeah.
wait. So you gain two. Oh wait, I'm looking at this again. So you gain two talismans.
Mm-hmm.
You buy walled villages. It's three, and then you buy gears. It's a game short, but
Yeah.
like assuming you draw, because I'm seeing four walled villages and five gears in supply before workshop.
Um. All right. Hold on. I gotta actually look at this. Where is it this one?
Sure. Yeah, yeah. I'll record
Uh
too
oh.
then. So maybe we can start
Nope.
recording in
Not
like
that.
10.
Go away. Oh
That's
no.
me.
That is you talking. Which video am I looking for? This video? Nope, not that one. Oh my goodness. Why are these not? Why is this hard to find? All right, can I mute this? There we go. Cool. I found it.
Yeah. So in Theory Land where you draw everything,
All right. Where are we here? Oh my. No, there's more than there's two walled villages left, right? Not.
oh, am I on the wrong turn?
I think you're in the wrong turn. Yeah, yeah, you're in the wrong turn. Go to turn something or other. Um, I don't know what turn it is. I can't sift through.
No, because I think you gain those. Okay, is it turn 12?
Um, I wish I could like just jump forward in this time code slightly. Nope, that's too far. Why can't I go forward like half a second? Why is this being annoyed? So there's only one wall. No, sorry, there's two walled villages left. So it's turn 13.
Oh.
So turn 13, there's two walled villages and five gears. Right?
Oh, wow. Okay.
Oh wait, I only had one workshop at this point. I thought I had two workshops at this point. So I had a workshop for a workshop. Maybe there wasn't a win here. Let's theory craft from here.
So was 13 my mega turn or no?
13 was your yeah. 13 was your triple win turn. Yes. So
Oh,
13
no,
was
no,
13 was
no,
my
no,
last
no.
turn.
Okay, okay, so it's 13. I think that I gained my second workshop on 13, right?
You did. Actually, maybe there isn't a win here. Huh.
I don't think there's a win.
Right, because I needed to gain a... If I had a second workshop already, there's a win. But I think because I had to workshop for workshop...
So if you workshop for workshop, yeah, then you're like workshopping for.
I did like workshop for another workshop, actually. Oh, yeah, maybe I just miscounted. I feel better now. I mean, it's still...
Yeah, like I think your best bet, like looking at it, like given this state, like I'm looking at you on turn 13. I think if you set aside all the copper you can with gear, so you don't draw those, and then you just like workshop walled village, chop chop chop. I think you were short draw on it though.
Well, when you say chop chop chop, do you mean like get all the workshops?
Oh, like draw deck, workshop gain workshop.
Yeah,
village,
yeah, okay. Just make, that's what I
workshop
thought.
for workshop, workshop for workshop.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I might be short actions for that, actually. Maybe not.
Yeah, like during the game I didn't see it. Like I was like maybe there's like something there, but like I counted the draw and it didn't like it looked like okay, it looked like if you had another few gestures you had it easily, but as played it didn't look.
All right.
I didn't see it.
So
It's close.
Maybe the only really big thing then was seizing too early.
Yeah, if you had seized the day, man, you would have.
All right, well,
yeah, but I think like it might be like like the main thing is just the seizing too early, and everything else seemed fine.
unfortunate. All right, well, at least I didn't miss a win, so that makes me feel better about that.
Let's see, what's the next one? I think the next one was the super long one.
Last one was super duper long. Yes, oh god, this was another one I was
Oh
mad at
gosh,
myself about.
this one, yeah.
This one was
Wait. This is the one where we both like there were 5 provinces and we both like sat there and did nothing.
yes, because we were both afraid that we. Here's the thing. All right. Well, actually, no. We'll get to the end game in a second. All right. So this board here has a couple of interesting things going on. So it has shelters and Way of the Horse, and so Necropolis is literally just a lab the entire game, which is pretty neat.
Yeah, I thought it would be an encampment, and so I actually went to the bathroom right before this game, so I was a little bit
Okay.
like coming in. I was a little bit like out of it, and I took open Tormentor. I don't know about that. It's okay. It got me an imp.
Okay with the Tormentor open. I was actually debating like Tormentor versus I guess Counterfeit open was what I was debating for you.
Counterfeit's probably better. Well, the imp was good. I don't know.
But the imp is definitely pretty solid there. A little extra draw doesn't hurt anything on that board. I opened Temple, which worked out. The Temple open was fine, I think.
Temple's fine. Yeah, the interesting thing here is that the only way to gain cards is counterfeit. So there's like so much fancy stuff going on, but like you need the +5 from counterfeit to do anything.
I had this problem where I had too many replaces that weren't able to do anything for a while. But the problem is I wanted to keep replaces for pile control. So like I didn't know what to do with them.
And there was this one turn, because replace doesn't actually gain stuff, right?
Right.
It just upgrades stuff. And I think like there was a while I didn't like you were probably counting coins in my deck. I don't know, but where I was coins. Like, you were not.
I was for sure, yeah.
Yeah, where I was like 1 or 2 coins short of like 5 provinces, and you had replaces, so you had this like tons and tons of mill, but you didn't have a lot of money to actually like buy.
Right. So I can't just like lower provinces and mill them, because if I take one province, then you just win.
And duchies like didn't matter because they were only 3 points, and I kept like there were a couple turns where like I sort of like drew like the order of my cards matters because I had these counterfeits, so it's like one of these things where you do a bunch of stuff that accomplishes nothing.
Yeah, like we were spinning for a bit. It was a really weird game.
So I had these counterfeits that I was buying poorhouses with, and the poorhouses were experiments. But also, if I drew the poorhouse before the counterfeit, then they would be like colds.
Yeah, like all that seemed pretty good.
So like my deck basically came down like, or like kind of hard to defend because like now, and I have Herald in my deck too. So like I Herald into
So
Poorhouse, Treasure, and
you're
difference.
roboting a little bit here.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm not sure if it's my end or your end though.
Uh, better.
Not really.
The microphone, right?
Well, yeah, it's usually this happens when there's like a connection issue.
But by robot, you mean sounds bad?
No, by like you sound like a robot. But you never heard any robot on Discord before?
No.
Oh, it was just like your voice gets like very robotic because like I think it's not there's something wrong with like the connection or something. It's not coming through completely, so it just makes like these robotic sort
Okay.
of metallic sounds in there.
I am a robot.
Oh, you sound better now. Okay.
Okay.
Robot breakover. Yeah. So you were saying that you were just kind of spinning a bit,
Yeah, yeah. I was just treading water.
but like so was I.
I
my
I
deck was also
I
treading
do
water.
wonder. Like, I kind of thought that you were gonna go for it, and I was sort of waiting for you to go for it, and then I would like take points and end because if I took like maybe I could have just taken like three provinces or something and just saw what happened.
So
But
the
like ending is so good.
here's the thing: the one turn
Um,
I took Duchy like fairly early, because like the way I counted it out, unless I miscounted, you were able to lower provinces and take enough points to make it impossible for me to score enough points and pile out. So I think I counted that I had to have a province to prevent you from doing that, or sorry, I had to have a duchy to prevent you from doing that. But then that duchy was just like a big burden the entire game for like several turns because the game just
Gotcha.
like stalled for a while, and I got this duchy just doing nothing for the longest time.
yeah. One thing I do wonder is like given the way it played out, I was always like I was always
No.
like just short of a pile out.
Yeah, like I
And
was
I
counting your game.
wondered
Yeah.
like there's a good chance I should have just like bitten the bullet, taken another counterfeit or something, and just said, okay, like do your worst and like concrete threaten a win.
Yeah, but like,
Um,
well, you get to the point where you never quite threatened to pile out.
yeah, I was just dancing and it was sort of like waiting for you to like take some green cards and then I'd win.
Yeah, I think we were
Um,
both doing the same thing, just from like slightly different deck positions.
and because we're just sitting in this end game, like instead of actually like progressing the game state, I think that one was really long. That one
It was a
was
very long game. It was like 45-minute game. It was super long. We just like literally spun for several turns. The thing about that game that makes me like really disappointed in my play is I didn't realize
it was actually over an hour.
was it really? Holy crap.
Yeah,
Okay.
that one was
I
just
didn't realize at
whoa,
one
whoa,
point.
whoa, 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 because we were just dealing with this like super complicated end game like
Yeah,
over and over. Like normally when there's an end game, like you buy stuff, but we were just like, oh, return the actions, buy them back,
yeah,
go.
yeah. I actually had an out that I missed in the moment. Because I think the order of play was I didn't realize that you returned your replace. At one point, you returned your replace and then bought a replace, and I thought you did. I didn't realize you returned your replace. I thought you had two replaces, right? And so that
Yeah.
turn, I think that's the turn I also hit you with Envious, and Envious was like an insanely good boon.
Envious, yeah.
Um,
I thought that I was about to win, and then you hit me with
Yeah.
Envious.
No, I hit the Envious. I'm like, whoa, this changes literally everything. But I was still playing around you having two replaces, and I should have only been playing around one replace. So I could have safely taken a province there, and I didn't realize it. And if I just took that province, like I pretty easily win the next turn, assuming I don't like fully dead or something. So like
Yeah,
I had a line, that Envious gave me a path to victory, and I just didn't realize you only had one replace, and I missed my chance and I lost.
Yeah, I thought the Envious was definitely like a big boon for you, and I definitely believe that after Envious you could have gone for it, because that cost me 10 coins on my turn. So
Yeah. But
yeah,
the
yeah,
thing is, if you had two replaces, you can still technically, like I counted out, you could still technically outscore me with
I could,
that.
I could, yeah, I think I could pretty easily. I think I could probably double province. I could double province plus play replace.
Yeah. So like I
Oh,
should like
gotcha. Yeah.
I absolutely should have taken a province that turn, and I didn't because I didn't. I misunderstood the cards in your deck for a second. But that was like that Envious gave me the opening to win, and I just like closed the door, just shut the door in its face. It didn't go through. So that was yeah.
And I think looking back on that, I might have just like I think something I should have considered doing was just taking something like a scavenger or a silver or just something that says John's like you need like if you don't do anything, I'm like gonna win 80% plus of the time. So I'm gonna force you to do something and then like I think I probably should have been a bit more assertive about
honestly we both should have been. Like I think it was such a weird like the whole end game there was so weird. But I think just like all that spinning, just once somebody takes initiative, I think they just win there. So like, I don't know. It was all really weird. Well, the right kind of initiative, yeah.
Most people go for it. Like I don't know. Like I think a lot of people there just do something, but you did nothing. And so it sort of like surprised me. I'm like, you did nothing, and then as soon as you did something, you took like a province, and I'm like, psh.
Well, I got to the point where I was just like. I don't actually win this. Like, we're both kind of spinning, but you're spinning like in a slightly positive direction, and I'm spinning in literally no direction and possibly negative direction. So I was like, I just have to break here. Like, I'm gonna lose, but I'm gonna break here. And
I'm not sure, and I'm not sure if you noticed this, but the Tormentor on Greed gave me a copper, and that was
yes.
I cheered so much because I was like.
Well,
I've been like sitting here at like 22 coins and 2 replaces, and you gave me a copper. So like I'm finally like, no, is it 21 coins?
That's stupid copper. I mean, so like when I give you the copper, I'm like, is that good or bad? That might be good.
No, I was just cheering. I was just like, finally, like, and I should have just bought that copper myself.
Like the copper is like buying a copper is like actually like positive for momentum in that game. Oh, what a weird game. I think that was winnable by both of us during that end game if we just played slightly better.
There was one turn where I should have gone gold, silver, poorhouse, copper, and I went gold, triple poorhouse or something. And I think that would have been good for me. Yeah, but
there were so many better ways for I think both of us to play that end game, and then we just did nothing instead. It was really silly.
Yeah, I liked my position. I think Envious was really it was very close. I felt slightly favored because I had money, whereas you had the mill, and I could play against the mill.
Yeah, like the mill was a problem because I could never like lower any provinces at all because I just don't score when I lower. Like if I like just drain as many provinces, I just don't score any points.
Yeah, and Duchy Duke is just like. And like I think someone's gonna empty on provinces, so Duchy Duke is just.
Yeah, no, Duchy Duke does not seem. Duchy Duke seems pretty underwhelming on that board for sure. It's definitely a province game given how quickly you can mill things. If you're drawing. Anyway, yeah. Again, it's another game that I could have won and I just kind of didn't. Game 4.
Yeah, that was like a really long end game. So the next one was Procession, Experiment.
This game is rough as second player.
Yeah, like I'm just gonna summarize this as I was player 1.
Here's the thing, and I'd have to double check because I might have had a win on my there's one turn where I kind of went for it. And I might have had a win if I just drew slightly better. Like I was really really close to a win.
Really?
Yeah. Let me see if I get the video.
Is that the turn there were 5 paddocks?
Yeah, they're like 5 paddocks. Hold on, let me look at the. Oh my god, this game is so. Game 3 was insane. All right. So if we go to turn, let's say turn. Yes, this turn. I think it's turn 10. I believe I had like the possibility, not like a great shot, but I think there was at least some possibility of winning this turn for me.
So this is after I hit 17.
Yeah, and you decided not to province. Wait, no, is it?
No, I took 1 province.
Sorry, no, it's before. No, it's before then. It's turn 10. It's before you hit province. I just blew up my whole deck, and so on turn 10, I play procession, experiment. And if I had just drawn like another cantrip, I get to like take a bunch of paddocks.
That makes sense.
And so I think I get to process 2 mills for 2 more paddocks, and I get to process another procession for another paddock, and I took 2 Margraves instead of paddocks. So there's 5 paddocks. And I just need to figure out how to get 1 paddock and 1 mill, which mostly involves me processing a horse, I think. I'm not 100% sure I had a win there, but like it was really, really close.
You were close to a win, yeah.
And so I decided
I
decided to just go for it, and I came up short. And like once I went for it and missed, like I just lose. It's fine.
Yeah. After that, I felt pretty comfortable because you only had 2 processions, so you didn't have a lot of pile pressure. I was able to do the horse top decking thing. Maybe I'm only supposed to top deck a few horses because you could Margrave. You didn't even find Margrave, and then that was, and then I had a big turn.
Yeah, like I think I don't regret my decision to go for it. I'm not 100% sure there was actually a win there, but it was really, really close, and I decided like I'm so far behind. If I don't win now, I'm not winning. So I went for it, and
Yeah, I think if you stack the deck, like if you get to stack the deck, I think you win there probably.
Probably. It's just I'm not sure like what odds we're playing for there, but I think literally any percent above 0 is better than my odds if I don't go for it. So, go for it. I feel like there's a couple points where I just didn't draw I don't know. I think there's some things I could have done better that game. But at the end of the day, I think it's just like being player 2 on that board was really bad.
Yeah.
All right,
Concur.
I don't know.
The next one, wow. The next board was sort of wild.
I screwed this one up. I just screwed this one up, yeah. So the thing is, I kind of like underestimated University a little bit there. Like, I don't know why I decided not to take a potion on the open. It doesn't really make sense in retrospect. I think I just like biffed the open pretty bad on that one, and then that's just whatever.
Yeah, like I think like University is the only village. So.
Well, but the thing is, you don't really need village on that board. Is the thing. like you can play without village on that board, with toil. I don't think you want to, but you could.
You could. You don't want to. Like you could, yeah. But you don't.
Like if University wasn't there, like that's a very good toil board. Like you're playing like an engine with toil on that board. With University though, like obviously you play University. So the thing about that game is I didn't open potion, and I just lost the game because of it for the most part. Because I just like completely misread the board. So yeah.
Yeah, and the invest stuff there, like the invest ramifications of like with potion are kind of weird. So like.
Yes.
Like I think I was able to like did I get potion and then
you opened potion and invested University, and I was just like I'm just like lost at that point. And then like once you have like six universities, more draw than me, like draining piles at that point is like super duper easy. Wayfarers are basically free.
Yeah, Wayfarer is a messed up card.
Yeah. I will say during that game, I think you made one really bad misplay. That might have cost you that if I just drew not terribly would have probably cost you the game. There was one turn, I don't know what turn it was exactly, where you invested a potion, and then there were 2 potions. You invested a University, and there were 2 universities left. And you had 2 universities on your mat.
Yeah.
So if I just draw my council room and potion that turn, I can invest University by University, and those 2 universities never come off your mat. They're stuck there forever.
I
don't know.
Since I had double invested in it, if you did that, it would have given me 8 cards.
It would have, and it gives you like 1 turn.
But
you're lacking the universities, I think, to actually win the game from like your very next turn, though.
I think actually I realized this later, but one thing, so I had 5 unis. so I could
Well, no, you would have four.
gain.
You would have had 4 unis at that point, and not
No,
5.
I thought I won 7. I thought I won the split 7-3.
I thought it was 6-4.
Oh, no, no, no! I got the last one. Okay, so I would have had 4.
Yeah, yeah, you would have 4. You would have
Um,
4 unis and not 6, right? Like going from 6 to 4 unis is a pretty big d- problem if you're trying to like pile up
yeah,
there. Like you did that, and I was like,
like
I just need to draw here, and like I might
the
actually have a chance at this game.
the trade off is if you do that, like I start with a 13 card hand.
Yeah, you
Um,
have a really good turn, but like what do you do with that turn exactly? I guess is the question.
so probably gain 4 council rooms.
Okay.
Um, or the pile out line that I didn't entirely see is that you gain council rooms,
Well then, yeah,
and then you like,
buy a
and then
copper.
you toil, and then you toil, and then you actually buy council rooms and toil them. And then you buy and then you buy a copper, and then you go for Wayfarer.
Maybe there was. I
Um,
mean, I guess there could have been a pile out there still. I'd have to think about it if there was still a pile out.
I don't know. Yeah,
If there was a pile out, then
definitely.
it's fine. If there wasn't a pile out that turn, though, I think it was a pretty big mistake because you were so far ahead of me. Like the only way
Um,
that's like I feel like you were really really far ahead at that point. Like there wasn't anything else I was doing.
yeah. So I suppose theoretically, so let's theorycraft. So I think I had four unis and 2 on the map. So wait.
Hold on, let
How
me.
many did you have? Or did I have?
I gotta.
Yeah,
No,
I think I had
that's
4 with 2 on the map. Because when I bought the last one, I think I had 7.
yeah. You had 4 or 2 on the mat, and if I just find my council room there, like I have 2 council's rooms, and I have a den in play, right? So like it's not super unlikely that I find a council room that turn or 2 council rooms and just like get all the universities, right? So I could have ended up with 4 universities there, but I didn't.
Yeah, if you do then I start with the 13 card hand. I don't think I'm piling that turn. Actually, so if I gain 4 council rooms, like so if I gain 4 council room, I don't think I'm piling that turn, but then I just but then I just I have a 13 card hand against Silver the Wayfarer.
Right, right. So like you do a bunch of stuff that turn for sure, but I'm not like I feel like if I do manage to like get the last 2 universities, I let you have like one really big full turn. But I only feel like maybe like a half a turn to a turn behind instead of like completely lost, right? Like I think it brings me from
Sure.
losing. I think it brings me from like lost to losing as opposed to like I'm not saying like I was necessarily in a good position at that point, but
I
like
I I I, I I can definitely believe that. Yeah, I definitely did consider you buying the last 2 universities, and I was okay with it.
okay,
Um,
like it might still be fine. I just feel like I don't know, like from the position of you having like 7 universities, to my 3, like what am I doing in that point? Like there's literally nothing I can do at that point of the game.
yeah, I don't know. I need to look back at it carefully. I was planning on just taking provinces from that position. I think I had a bunch of silver too, so I could like province an island and stuff.
Yeah, like you
Um,
probably still win from that position, but I think I don't know. I don't. Yeah, I think I was just in a bad position regardless that game. Like
so
obviously it was
so
my
I
own fault.
guess the
You there?
yeah.
Oh, there you go. Okay. Sorry, you
Yeah,
cut out.
I don't know. No, that one's pretty interesting.
Um. Yeah, like that game was just me being dumb from the open. So like, what are you gonna do?
And the last one was the weird page game.
Yeah, and we talked about that one already. Yeah, so you win 5-1, which is pretty bad for me. I'm probably demoting, like almost certainly demoting.
Uh,
It's pretty
well, didn't
likely.
someone? So someone went 06, right?
Yeah, but there's still 2 people to demote and not one. So I need
Oh gosh,
I need
have you faced the person who went 06?
yes I did. We 3-3'd.
Ah, the most
Um
common result.
yeah, I feel like this has been a rough season for me. I feel like my losses, like this match, I think was like the most fair to me. I feel like my other matches were a little unfair to me, but what are you gonna do? Like this was a pretty
I felt like a lot of these were just like super complicated
yeah.
games.
Like I can point to like reasons I lost. Other than maybe the last game, I can point to definitive reasons I lost these games and misplays I made. And so like losing this match 5-1 is like completely reasonable from my level of play, I think, or like our respective levels of play. So like that, it feels like 5-1 is unfortunate, and like with slightly better draws or slightly better like play, like I could have done like significantly better. But like 5-1
I think
doesn't
5-1
feel
is
unfair.
good for me. Like I don't know, like looking back on these games, like I like my position in a lot of them, but like I think if we were to like redo the shuffles, I think you win more than one on average for sure.
I mean, probably, but at the same time, like I feel like sometimes you win games you don't deserve to win.
Yeah,
But I don't feel like that was any of these particular games. Okay, games
I
1 and 6
didn't.
seem like they're like a first player advantage like trade off. The other games, like if I just play better, I win them probably, maybe. So, you know,
Yeah,
but I feel like overall,
yeah. I guess
yeah,
you did have some like potential paths to victory, but they were like pretty hard. It wasn't just like, oh, I hit 16 and double and win. It was like,
no, but at the same time, like I can definitely like I just. None of these losses were undeserved, I don't think, is what I'm saying. Whereas, like, I think a lot of my other games this season have been, like, a lot of undeserved losses, and it's been very frustrating. And this has all put me in a pretty bad position.
like, is that like you need to hit 8, you hit 7, you lose?
I've had 2 different games this season where I've double dudded to lose. On boards where, like, dudding isn't even that unlikely. Like, I've just dudded twice in a row. Or, like, they're, like, money boards, right? Like, I played one board where it's, like, I had a bunch of crowns, nobles, and wayfarers, and I was like it was mostly crowns and wayfarers was my deck, right? And it was like a big dominate game. I just need to hit 8 like once, or like maybe I did like dominate like once, and like the top of my shuffle had like no wayfarers in it, and like the one or like it had like one wayfarer, and my wayfarer just drew like a bunch of crowns, and so like my crown like it's just like 2 turns of that. I had another game where I was like really far ahead in points, and I just need to get like 1 goons in play and get like a duchy, and I win. And I literally could not hit 5 2 turns in a row. And I was just like, oh, I hate everything about Dominion right now.
Yeah, I think one thing with these games is like obviously like early game, like we both had, draws like for better or worse. But
Yeah,
by the time it got to the end game, our decks mostly did what they were supposed to. Like there was like, a lot of draw, there was like Wharf, there was Alchemist. So decks,
well, they were very like all the boards were very clean boards.
yeah. Well, the procession one was sort of
There's a decent bit of variance in that one, just because you need to pair procession. Like we both missed the procession experiment on the turn 3-4, I think. But like hitting that, it would be a pretty big boost.
I think if either of us had paired procession, with experiment, like you could really go off. But there's no trashing, so
Yes, it's hard to say. But like that's probably, other than the last game. Like the last game was like a huge messy thing. But all the other games were pretty clean. I think I really liked a lot of these boards, and I think it was a really good match overall. Like obviously I don't love the result, but I think it was a really fun match for me.
I enjoyed it. Yeah, like I like these boards where you get to like do complicated stuff and make a lot of decisions.
It definitely makes them longer, and we played a very long match, but things happen.
Yeah. Well, if someone had bought those provinces like 20 minutes in.
It's true. If you take out game 3, it wasn't actually that long.
Yeah, but I don't know. I think this type of game just takes longer.
Yeah, it's true. And I was playing probably a little slower than average because, A, I feel like playing against you, I have to be very careful. And B, like I kind of had a lot on the line this match as well because I need to win some games to not demote. So I was being a little slow on average, I think.
That's fine. I personally don't mind it.
Well, I think you play pretty slow in general, so I don't.
I do too. So
yeah.
Like
I tend
when
to
my
play.
opponent takes a while, it's just like, oh man, I get to consider during both turns.
Yeah. I tend to play towards my opponent's speed.
Yep.
So like when my opponent's being fast, I'm usually a little faster. But I don't know, when you have like two people like that, like both people like kind of play to each other's speeds, it sometimes like slows down slower and slower and slower as the games go on.
I hear you.
Anyway, yeah. So
Anyway,
guess
I should get going.
we can
Good
wrap up here.
games. A lot of fun.
Yeah.
And good luck with the rest of your matches.
Well, I got one match left, and I got to do like real good in it. So let's hope.
Well, PQR is the wild card, right?
PQR is definitely a wild card. If you want to beat him 6-0, I am not going to stop you.
6-0 is hard.
6-0 is hard, but you know you can get there.
All right, I'll give it my best.
All right, catch you later.
All right, take care. Bye.